What if I told you this is worth $2 million? Keepsake was started in 2019 and claims to be the #1 Christmas shop on Etsy, with Allura showing annual revenue of $1.74 million. And there are dozens of sellers just like this one who have found massive success by focusing on the ornament niche alone. The best part about this is that they probably are not fulfilling the orders themselves. More than likely, they're using a third-party print-on-demand service, like Printify, to manufacture and ship products for them. This means that the only thing the seller has to do is come up with designs for the ornaments. Before AI, coming up with designs that look good and sell was much more difficult. But now, thanks to things like Midjourney, you don't have to be a graphic artist, and the designs are no longer time-consuming. Now, I don't just want to tell you about a product. I want to walk you through fulfillment with a way you can increase your profit margin while broadening your product base. At this point, we have all at least heard about the AI design tools like Midjourney, with the latest Midjourney versions, Adobe Generative Fill, and Stable Diffusion's upcoming SDXL. If you haven't started to integrate AI into your workflow, you risk getting left behind. Looking at titles on Etsy listings can help when building a prompt for these tools. Words like floral green wreath or watercolor forest are great examples. We want to stick to the main images or overall design ideas. Text can be added separately after. When looking at what this shop specifically has done, they're designing keepsakes to commemorate life's key moments and milestones, like engagements, weddings, and births. These items are perfect gifts and resonate with customers because of their emotional significance. This is important to you as a seller. When going into the busiest quarter of the selling season, Q4, having giftable items that you can remake on the same blank with different designs will dramatically help keep control of inventory and cost. One major advantage of this strategy we're going to look at is the potential for higher profit margins. When I used print-on-demand services, I was only making about 15 to 20% profit. However, when I started producing and shipping the items myself, those margins shot up between 40 and 60%. Sure, it takes a bit more of your time, but the additional profit can be substantial. Of course, there's always a trade-off. You might have to invest more time in the beginning, but the profit per item will be significantly higher. So you have to decide what works best for your lifestyle and financial goals. I recently watched this video, and as I listened to Mandy talk about her Q4 sales, she revealed her profit margin of 24%. When you're moving $70,000 worth of product and only making $17,000, she could have easily made closer to 50% profit margins by a few changes. $35,000. She could have more than doubled her profit. To set your business up to profit that kind of money, you need 2 machines to take production in-house. The first is a heat press. We use a Hotronix Fusion IQ. It's been extremely reliable and evenly heated, while allowing for different settings to be programmed and stored. The second is an iColor 560 white toner printer. This printer specifically has the capabilities to print onto specialized hard surface media that allows for printing onto most flat surfaces. Utilizing this trio will allow you to generate higher profit margins on your revenue, not just over time, but immediately. More profit means you have more options that your competitors don't. Earlier, we touched on how AI would be a foundation for managing your time and allow you to design in minutes without any skill. It can be a great tool, you just need to know how to use it and what to ask for. When I use Midjourney, I start with an exploration of Etsy specifically on the products I'm interested in offering. In this case, let's look at ornament listing titles. Watercolor, greenery, and cute animals are all great bases that can be adjusted to have text placed over them and allow for customization. Pinterest is also a great platform for gathering ideas. You can create boards and collect images to take inspiration from. When placing text over images, I specifically like using Photoshop and saving the file as a master file, one that I can easily open and edit again when the item sells. This way, you can keep everything organized and streamlined because although you have much higher profit margins, you will have added work. You have full creative control producing this way with a full color spectrum along with zero weeding. When starting out, I had an Etsy store that made $175,000 its first year. I utilized print on demand in the beginning through Printify, and while it alleviated stress with my workload, it was unreliable in keeping my blanks stored, especially through the holiday season. My first Christmas with Etsy was a blur, but the first week in December, I do vividly remember having a red out of stock tag next to 50 orders under my processing tab on the website. After a quick chat, I was told that the product was out of stock for the remainder of the season. That product was a glass ornament, and at the time, it was my #1 seller. I was left with a helpless feeling as I sent refund after refund and a blanket email to all of my customers customers along with missing out on hundreds of sales. It was quickly after this that I made the switch of finding a supplier for blanks and held my own business accountable for losing or making money on my own terms and with my own production. Like anything, there will be a learning curve. iColor offers a masterclass that guides you through everything from unboxing to getting your first print and application, so you're never in your business alone. We also have a Discord for brands and empires. I'll leave the link in the description. When switching from print on demand, it's easy to feel overwhelmed when looking at fulfilling an order. But if you're using a platform like Etsy, they generate a label for you, so you only need to familiarize yourself with how your new machine works. Practicing streamlining your process when an order comes in to mailing it out can help save you time and stress. When looking at the capabilities of the i560 for your ornament blanks that you now have, you can offer custom options like dog and family photos as well. This adds to your value and bottom line while maintaining your stock and machine level. When doing your research on what equipment to add to grow your business to increase your profit margins, it's important to look ahead to what direction you want to go in. When looking at the ornaments, we have hard surface paper and porcelain, wood, leather, glass, metal blanks. This may be something a Cricut could handle now, but as soon as you compare color capabilities and weeding, the Cricut's already falling short. Business growth is what brings you back to the daily grind, so why limit yourself? Knowing what direction you want to take your business in provides clarity when choosing what machine to work with. A DTF machine has daily maintenance and typically larger runs, which require ventilation, while a white toner printer has zero maintenance with power on and go as unique capabilities. On Etsy, we can click the star rating for the shop that we've been looking at to see all of the latest purchase reviews. This does two things. It allows us to see exactly what designs have been selling, and more importantly, how basic the blanks are. Keepsake has made almost $2 million a year on one type of blank, a porcelain circle with a ribbon. This immediately tells us not to get overwhelmed with machine capabilities and allows us to focus on a process of growth rather than technicalities of stock choices and mastering more than one skill of application. With the i560, the option is there if and when you want access to printing on any hard surface, like cups, plaques, bags, coasters, wall arts. The options are almost endless, especially when paired with a platform like Allura that can give you the key to successful products. Don't be limited by the wrong purchase in the beginning. Tackle the products you want to sell one at a time and build on your knowledge instead of becoming overwhelmed. By focusing on creating designs with AI and listing products, fulfillment only takes a few minutes per item and can double your profit margin. The i560 comes with ProRib, a program you upload your completed design into. You print onto the iColor hard surface paper, and after trimming, you heat press it onto the ornament. Now we've seen how this shop on Etsy is generating over $33,000 a month, and we have a clear path to generating the highest profit margin for your business, not just in the future, but immediately. I encourage you to hop on Midjourney and get a couple designs under your belt, and to check out lasertransfersupplies.com to explore the i560. Richie has videos here on brands and empires about DTG, DTF, and white toner printers to further your research for building your brand.